You wake up. There is a number in your bank account that should not exist. $100 billion, and there's a note attached to it. One line. No explanation. Spend it all in 24 hours or lose it forever. This isn't a thought experiment about getting rich. Getting rich is easy to imagine. This is something far more dangerous. This is about discovering what happens when a single human being tries to move an amount of money so large, it stops behaving like money and starts behaving like a weapon. Because here's the truth, almost nobody understands about wealth at this scale. The hard part was never making $100 billion. The hard part is getting rid of it. By the end of today, you'll understand why. 23 hours, 58 minutes remaining. Your first instinct is simple. Buy things. Expensive things. A Bugatti. $4 million gone in the time it takes to sign a name. A Picasso at auction. $106 million gone before your coffee gets cold. A super yacht. The kind with a helicopter pad and a submarine garage. $500 million. In 11 minutes, you've spent more money than 99.9% of humans will see across 10 lifetimes combined. And yet, check the clock. You've spent $610 million. That's 0.61% of what you owe the universe today. Then something strange happened. You realize the math doesn't work. Not even close. If you spent $610 million every 11 minutes for 24 hours straight, without sleeping, without stopping, without a single moment of hesitation, you would still have $26 billion left over when the clock hit zero. Private jets, real estate, art, yachts, jewelry, the entire luxury economy of planet Earth isn't big enough to absorb $100 billion in a day. This is the first hidden truth of extreme wealth. At a certain size, money stops being limited by what you want. It becomes limited by what the world can physically sell you. 22 hours remaining. You pivot. If luxury can't absorb the money, ownership can. You call your bankers. You start buying entire public companies. Snap Inc., $14 billion. Acquired before lunch. Match Group, the company behind half the world's dating apps. $9 billion. Yours. Live Nation, the company that controls concert pricing for most of the planet. $22 billion. Gone. But there's a problem. The moment you place these orders, the market notices. A buy order this size doesn't just purchase shares. It moves the price of every share still on the table. Other investors panic buy, assuming you know something they don't. Prices spike 9%, 14%, 20% in minutes, and now buying the remaining shares costs dramatically more than the first ones did. You haven't just spent money. You've broken the price of buying anything else. This is called market impact, and at $100 billion, it's not a footnote. It's a force of nature. The richest people on Earth don't move billions in an afternoon. They move it over months, quietly, through dozens of brokers. Specifically so the market never realizes what's happening, you don't have months. You have 22 hours, and the cameras are starting to notice you. 18 hours remaining. By now, financial news networks have picked up the trail. Bloomberg terminals across the planet flashed the same alert. Unprecedented capital movement detected. Hedge funds start reverse engineering your trades. Algorithms built to detect smart money begin copying your every move within seconds, buying whatever you buy the instant you buy it. What happened next shocked everyone. You're no longer just spending money, you're dragging the entire market with you. Billions in copycat capital floods into the same stocks, the same sectors, creating a bubble that inflates in real time, live on every financial channel on Earth. Central banks notice. A currency desk in Singapore flags unusual dollar outflows. A regulator in Brussels opens a file with your name on it. You've spent $43 billion. Less than half, and you have officially become a macroeconomic event. Here is the second hidden truth most people never learn. Beyond a certain number, your money is no longer private. It becomes public information the instant you try to use it because the system is built to track exactly where large capital goes. In real time, automatically, whether you want it to or not. You are not a shopper anymore. You are a signal, and the entire financial world is now reacting to you. 12 hours remaining. Half your time is gone, half your money is not. You change strategy entirely. Forget companies. Go bigger. Go macro. You wire $20 billion into the sovereign debt of a mid-sized emerging economy, Soros buying enough of their government bonds to single-handedly stabilize their currency for a year. In one transaction, you've done something most central banks couldn't do with years of policy. But there's a problem you didn't anticipate. The moment your money lands, speculators in 3 other countries assume you're about to do the same thing to them. They start buying those currencies too, betting on a rescue that was never coming. 3 smaller economies experience sudden, unexplained currency surges, followed hours later by violent, panicked sell-offs when the rescue never materializes. You meant to help one country. You accidentally destabilized 3 others just by being noticed. This is the third hidden truth, and it's the darkest one. At $100 billion, you are no longer separate from the system. You are the system, temporarily. Every move you make doesn't just affect markets, it rewrites the expectations of millions of people who have never heard your name. Somewhere in a government office, a finance minister is now holding an emergency call about a private citizen they've never met. That's you. 8 hours left, $31 billion remaining. The clock has stopped feeling like a game. 4 hours remaining. You try something almost nobody at this scale ever tries. You attempt to give the rest away. Foundations, disaster relief, global health initiatives. Surely charity can absorb billions instantly. It can't. The largest, most efficient charitable foundations on Earth, organizations with decades of infrastructure, can responsibly deploy only a few $billion per year without the money causing more harm than good. Flood a hospital system with too much capital too fast, and you don't get better healthcare. You get inflated medical costs, overwhelmed supply chains, and corruption pipelines that didn't exist yesterday. Then something strange happened. You realize that giving money away well is harder than making it. Bad philanthropy at this scale can crash local economies, distort entire industries, and create dependency that outlasts the donor by decades. Money, it turns out, was never the hard part. Velocity is the hard part, the speed at which value can move through the real world without breaking it. This is the final hidden truth, the one the entire video has been building toward. Wealth isn't a pile of money. Wealth is a claim on the world's limited capacity to produce, build, and absorb value. And that capacity has a speed limit no amount of money can exceed. The richest people on Earth aren't actually walking around with $200 billion in liquid cash. Their wealth exists as ownership. Paper claims on companies, real estate, and assets that can never be converted to cash all at once without the entire act of selling destroying the very value they were trying to access. That's the secret hiding behind every billionaire rich list on Earth. The number is real. The cash is not. The clock hits 0. You did not spend $100 billion. You spent $74 billion across luxury, companies, currencies, and a charity effort that nearly backfired. And in doing so, you triggered stock halts, currency panics, a foreign government inquiry, and a wave of copycat trading that reshaped 3 markets you never intended to touch. The remaining $26 billion evaporates, exactly as promised. And here is the final, uncomfortable realization the entire experiment was designed to reveal. You didn't lose $26 billion because you failed. You lost it because the world itself does not have $100 billion worth of room to receive one person moving that fast in a single day. We tell ourselves wealth is about having. It isn't. Wealth, real, extreme, civilization-altering wealth, is about influence over time. It is patient. It moves slowly, deliberately through decades, precisely because moving fast breaks the very systems that make the money valuable in the first place. The billionaires who actually hold fortunes like this don't spend them. They don't even try. They let the number sit, quietly, compounding, untouched, because the moment they try to spend it, really spend it, all at once, they discover what you just discovered. Money this large isn't a reward. It's a responsibility the world was never built to absorb quickly. And maybe that's the most unsettling truth in all of finance. The higher the number gets, the less it actually belongs to the person holding it, and the more it belongs to everyone whose life it will eventually, inevitably, touch.